Hi, I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful fairy cupcakes. I think the thing I love about these is the colours as well, and they have little butterfly wings. So I'm going to show you how easy they are to make. I'm starting off with my cupcake covered in a green sugar paste for the grass, and I've already got my 3 colours readily rolled out. I'm using the large and a medium and a smaller sunflower stroke daisy plunger cutters. So press down with the first one, give it a little wiggle and just press it down to get the indent. And then I'm going to do another size and again press down to get that lovely imprint. And then with the smallest one, and just press down again to get that lovely imprint. Okay. What I did, doesn't matter what colour you do this with, just so that they're slightly raised, I actually started with a ball of sugar paste in the middle of the cupcake. Like that. And that's just stuck down with a little bit of edible glue. And then you need to attach the first largest flower to form the first bit of our fairy skirt, and then attach the next size down. And then again the same with the little one. There we go. And then I've used the same colour as the top layer. You can choose your colour scheme. And what I would usually do as well, but unfortunately I haven't got any with me today, is I would use some long thin spaghetti just to pop through the body of the fairy, just so that you know she's going to stay upright. And obviously spaghetti is edible. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it's just a little tip if you did need to travel them. Okay, so that looks about right. Now what I did with an embossing rolling pin, I just very gently rolled a pattern onto the front of my fairy's dress, like that. Then attach that on. You can see why you may need the spaghetti, but I'm hoping that that's going to hold. So next, using some flesh colour, going to make her arms. So you want to roll this into a long sausage. Now just cut the arms slightly on the diagonal in the middle, and then just attach that to the either side. Now for her hand, I just slightly thinned one side for her hand. And the same with the other side. What you can do at this point, if you've got the time, is you could actually make them to this point and then leave these to dry and set overnight, so that when you do the rest of it, it's actually hardened a little bit. But obviously I'm going to carry on for you. So now attach a couple of little flowers. I've cut these out earlier using a blossom plunger cutter. And these are just little blossoms. There we go. And then for our fairy's head, take another bit of the flesh colour and just sort of measure up whether you think that's the right size or not, and then you can add a bit more or take a bit away. And roll it into a nice firm ball. This, if you press quite hard, this will get rid of any cracks that may appear. Yeah, that looks about right. Then we are going to make a little smiley mouth. Now you could use a half straw if you don't have one of these tools, and just press for her little mouth. And then I've pressed 2 little holes for where her eyes are going to be, and then get some white sugar paste and just pinch a tiny bit. You want to make 2 little white eyes, roughly the same size if you can, and then just attach them into the holes. And then you want to make a little nose. So just a little bit of sugar paste rolled into the ball, and just attach that like that. And then I've got some blue sugar paste just to do the insides of her eyes, but again you can choose the colours that you want to do. Quite difficult to roll very tiny bits. Okay, and attach those on. Now normally if I had some spaghetti, I would normally have already put the head on, but I think my head's going to roll around a little bit. So what we'll do the hair. So I've got some yellow sugar paste. Now what I did was I rolled lots of little sausage shapes like that. Right, I'm going to have a go at attaching my head. Now to attach the hair, just put glue all over the head like this, and then very carefully start one side and just start attaching so that you don't see any of the flesh colour on the back of the head. Okay, and then to do a little fringe at the front, just roll a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 shorter pieces. Just a little bit more glue on the top there. I'm now going to style her hair. It's a bit thick. There we go. Now to finish her off, because she is a flower fairy, I've made some little flowers here earlier on, and I've just cut them out and left them to dry in here. So we're going to choose one of these, and I'm just going to attach that to the top of her head, like that. Let's put a little centre in it. And then I've also got her wings. Now I made her wings earlier so that they would dry. Okay, so I'm going to roll out some of the sugar paste, and I'm using the Blossom Art Butterfly Mould and Cutter. So cut your shape out. Use a little bit of icing sugar or corn flour on your mould so that it doesn't stick. And place it in one side and press over. Now, this is one that I made earlier. You can leave it in something like this or a foam former to set. And I've actually dusted the wings with a little bit of this snowflake luster dust. And then using some royal icing, I'm going to stick them on the back of the fairy. You may want to just hold this on. That one's actually broke a little bit. But if you hold it together, if you're sticking it on with royal icing, there we go. That will be absolutely fine. And then I've just finished off the little cupcakes by just sticking on some tiny little flowers all the way round. Just to finish it off. And there she is.